There you are, my dear. I breathed a sigh of relief as I finally spotted her through my binocular lenses. She was moving slowly, her naked body covered in dirt and ravaged by thorns and branches. I approached as quietly as I could, never taking my eyes from her. Although she didn't know this forest like I did, she was heading right for civilization. If she spotted me, there was a chance she could sprint away to where someone would see her. The next few minutes were agonizing. Panic rose into my chest as she drew ever closer to the clearing. I quickened my pace, foregoing stealth as the situation became critical. Her head snapped around as I rushed toward her. Our eyes locked, and she let out a piercing shriek, stumbling forward and crashing through the brush. Only 100 yards ahead, the branches thinned and the early morning sunrise was shining on a farmhouse. I could not let her escape. I loved her too much to let her get away. The net stopped her dead in her tracks, pulling her down to the forest floor. Her screaming echoed around us, sure to alert someone of her presence if I didn't act fast. "Sorry, love. Can't let you go," I muttered, dragging her through the trees and doing my best to stifle her wailing. By the time I finally made it home, she still hadn't let up her racket. Not that it mattered. There was no one around to hear her now. "Let's get you inside," I said, looking her filthy body over. She looked back at me with rage in her eyes, but I was used to this by now. I didn't let it bother me much. It took a lot of effort to get her back in her restraints in the basement. She tried to bite and scratch the whole time, but I was finally able to get her collar and shackles secured. "Don't you ever scare me like that again," I scolded, before I retreated upstairs to the kitchen. I walked past framed pictures of us during simpler days, hand in hand, smiling and in love, so blissfully unaware of the bleak future ahead of us. The outbreak changed everything. Thousands of people were infected within weeks, exhibiting aggressive behavior and a craving for human flesh. The government stepped in quickly, slaughtering the infected to prevent the spread, and to their credit, they were successful in reducing the infection rate. These days, sightings are rare, and they are dealt with swiftly. I made my way back down the steps, her wild eyes fixed on the raw meat in my hands, foaming at the mouth and desperately pulling at her restraints. I tossed it toward her and watched as she tore at it ravenously, blood splattering the walls and dripping down her chin. "Happy anniversary, Sarah," I whispered. That was Unrequited by psyopticnerve. I bet you weren't expecting that, because I wasn't. Anyways, that's about it. I love you guys, and be good to animals, even people. See ya.
Scout, Snema, Barksbus, Herish.